Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, legends and legettes. Today we have Nemesis versus the Deathclaw. So without further ado, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share with your friends, and let us begin. So starting off with Nemesis, and yes, I do love the Resident Evil 3 remake. It's definitely 10 times scarier than it was before here. And playing it on this max difficulty, dear lord, it's straight up nightmare fuel. But again, Nemesis would actually be around the building, likely small building as well here. And well, this is because of all three of his forms are known to really just bust through walls and stuff like that there. He's also should be stronger than the likes of Mr. X, who's able to push down a down helicopter. He's been able to bust through reinforced the reinforced bunker walls, which again, I understand there is definitely some city block level calculations for it here, but this is because Nemesis does have this somewhat weird adaptation ability, and well, I don't know. I don't think City Block is really consistent with his showings here. And this is important because, again, he is a Tyrant himself here, but a much stronger variant of the Tyrant genome. And much stronger than its original genome, I should say here. He's also been able to endure a train car exploding on him here. And, well, he had to put himself out, which then allowed him to come into his dog form. Now, his dog form was very interesting. Still was able to take attacks, bullets, and explosives from Jill pretty consistently, which was, again, around the small building level in terms of attack potency as well here. You know, pretty simple. He's also able to react and withstand rocket launchers, which actually get him up to the building level stats as well here, as well as being able to dodge things like grenade launchers and stuff like that there. But again, he is very, very powerful here. Now, in terms of his weapons here, we do know Nemesis does carry a rocket launcher every now and then. Then in his dog form, he doesn't have it. And then obviously in his final form, he clearly doesn't have it as well here. He also possesses this infection ability where he's able to infect organic matter, if not just flat out humans and zombies alike here. And this is infecting them with the T virus, which again is capable of infecting a person and eventually turning them into a zombie. And obviously it also turns them into something else. I forgot what it was called here, but it's like these little spider head things, but they're able to infect other zombies and do the same thing, and they're actually able to whip out and lash at his opponents here. So for this one, we will be giving Nemesis his rocket launcher as well here, because again, it's just funny to me. You have this giant this giant zombie-esque creature using a rocket launcher here. But in the other corner, we have our Deathclaw, our big beefcake himself here. And thank you to the people who commented on the Can the Deathclaw beat Resident Evil Mansion, and actually pointing me out to Fallout 2, where there were intelligent Deathclaws. So this actually does help out here. So, believe it or not, we are using a composite Deathclaw here, which would actually go into building level. This because we are using also alpha Deathclaws, which are able to rival the superhuman or super mutant behemoths, which actually are capable of tanking miniature nuclear explosions, which would get them into the large building levels in terms of scaling. And again, alpha Deathclaws are able to, hang with these guys. There's also irradiated Deathclaws that are able to go toe-to-toe with Mirelurk Queens, dear God. But again, Deathclaws are actually incredibly powerful. Obviously, they're able to tear through steel with their claws and stuff like that there. They're actually able to swing a human so hard against the ground that it creates a shockwave dispersing the body. Oh, let's not forget their signature pimp slap. Yeah, they're able to send a human flying miles with just a backhand alone. So, their pimp hand is pretty strong here. Then we also have to go with the fact that they can literally take chunks out of the ground and throw them so fast and hard at someone that they would go through us like a bullet. I think that's pretty impressive here, because they're literally able to kill somebody with just the dirt on the ground here. Not to mention, obviously, they're able to throw cars like quite casually and stuff, and actually able to throw them like a couple good feet in the air. By the way, this is the size of a super mutant behemoth. I found this out here, and dear God, if a composite Deathclaw is like, alpha Deathclaws are like supposed to be that big, but again, they're supposed to rival them and actually be able to take them down and even eat them. So, yeah. Deathclaw should easily be into those building, if not large building level ranges. They're highly intelligent, capable of using technology, and even like coordinating and speaking with their fellow Deathclaws. So without further ado, we can actually begin this matchup. And yeah, also I forgot, Deathclaws are able to dodge automatic gunfire from Gatling guns here, which would put them into the massively hypersonic or supersonic ranges, depending on how you want to scale it. So let's actually get this out the way here. I do not think Nemesis actually wins this at all here. And the reason why is because mainly due to speed, lethality, and close quarters combat. Nemesis does not have a decent showing when it comes to fighting against opponents in a physical manner here. You see, the Deathclaw actually does here. Able to fight Spartans in their, suits or whatever here. Able to fight against Myalurkrines, and even when they're in weaker stages or in weaker forms, super mutant behemoths. And they're still able to damage them nevertheless here. So, with that being said here, the sheer fact they can also weave around the Gatling gunfire with barely taking, any damage here. Then there's their claws here, which will actually just amplify the lethality of their striking power. I do think Nemesis is stronger, but I do not think he is more durable. And then that also leads to another thing. I do not think Nemesis will be able to infect the Deathclaw either. You see, we don't really have a good showing of Nemesis's tentacle or tendril or whatever being able to pierce through things like metal and stuff like that there. Otherwise, he would have used it to bust through the gate in order to just infect Jill directly. But we have seen it one-shot humans. But again, a Deathclaw is more durable than a human. It's not even up for debate here. And considering the sheer fact that Nemesis does not have a high pain tolerance like the Deathclaws here, this means the Deathclaw can actually take a lot more attacks from Nemesis and just kind of keep on trucking here. Okay, so it would definitely have a lot more pain resilience than Nemesis here as well here. So at the end of the day, I do give it to Deathclaw, and I would probably say it's like if we literally just use the, building versus large building level scaling, I would definitely say it's like a low difficulty at best. But keeping them both at building level here in general, I do think the Deathclaw takes it more often than not. I would actually give it like a 9 out of 10 in all honesty. Because again, it's smarter, it's much more skilled, and it's a lot more lethal in combat. So, it's going to be all today, you guys, and y'all have a blessed day. Peace.